Good afternoon, everyone. We'll have Coach Splitter here in a second. I should have given everybody permission to record, so if you don't have that and need that, please let me know in the chat. Thanks.
Pay attention, Batterson.
All right. Can you hear me okay, Coach Blitter?
I can, Brandy.
Perfect. We'll have you go ahead and start with an opening statement, and then we'll open it up for questions.
Well, obviously today we wanted to be gathering here and talking about our game against Maryland instead of talking about a postponement of this game. And I want to thank Maryland for working with us and trying to help us navigate this situation. But I want to go back a little bit to how all this happened. And when I first got our schedule from the Big Ten, I thought it was pretty unusual that we were flying into Maryland on Inauguration Day. But then when the riots and overtaking of our capital occurred on January 6th, my thoughts turned to concern. I asked Maryland about possibly moving the date of our game, and they didn't want to. And I understand that they're living in this area and they feel perfectly safe. But then we are the ones traveling and staying in hotels. And then yesterday it kind of got heightened more as our hotel contacted us and told us that we had to move out of that hotel as the National Guard was taking over our hotel. They found us another hotel where the National Guard would also be staying. But obviously taking a group of young women into an area that is being guarded by thousands of National Armed Guards is alarming. I asked again to move the game date or location, and I respect Maryland's decisions just as they have respected mine. Am I being cautious? Yeah, I'm paid to play games. I understand that. But I made this decision after much deliberation and really with the health and safety of my student athletes and staff in mind. As a mom, I asked myself, would I take my family into there right now? And the answer is no. And as a coach of these young women, my answer is the same. And I think it's sad because I think today is an exciting day for all women. Whether you're Democrat or Republican, we have a female vice president for the first time ever. And I think for all women, this is a day to be celebrated. But this pandemic, along with the social justice unrest, has given our young women a lot to navigate. And I'm really proud of the way that my young women are facing each of these challenges. And I look forward to continue to listening to their voices. People may make light of the fact that I decided not to go, but I'd rather be cautious and safe than careless and regretful.
Thanks, Coach Blitter. If you have a question for Coach, please raise your hand in the participant window at the bottom of your screen, and I will call on you. First question is from John Bowenkamp.
Lisa, did any of the players come to you before, as you were thinking about this, did any of the players come to you with concerns about going there?
They didn't come to me. I went to them. I explained the situation. I mean, they watch the news, right? They all are knowing, they're very aware of what's happening politically in our capital, and that it's a pretty crazy time there right now. But they did not come to me. I went to them and had a discussion after we were moved from hotels and that sort of thing. And I listened to their concerns.
Next question is from Kareem Copeland.
Good afternoon. Thanks for taking out the time. Another quick question, just following up on that. Did it play into your decision, or was that part of the consideration, the fact that Maryland is, pretty much about a half an hour outside of DC and pretty far away from downtown and the inauguration and where all that stuff is going? Was that part of your consideration?
Certainly was a part of our consideration, and Maryland assured us that there was, that we were a little bit away from Washington, D.C. But when the National Guard is taking over your hotel and thousands of troops and people that are coming in to that area and staying in hotels and eating in the restaurants and traveling, I just didn't want to take my players, my young women, into that situation to be surrounded not only by the National Guard, but by all the people that were coming there to demonstrate.
Thank you.
Next question is from Steve Batterson. You're on mute, Steve.
Lisa, you have 3 games now that have been postponed. Are you confident that those games will be rescheduled?
I'm not confident that they'll be rescheduled, but we're going to try. As we were talking to Maryland, we are certainly going to look at our schedules. I haven't had time to do it yet, But we're certainly going to look at our schedules and see if we can, this is a postponement. This isn't a cancellation.
Coach, your next question is from Jeff Linder.
Yeah, could you tell me what hotel you were going to be staying at? Was it in DC or was it closer to?
No, it was 10 minutes from campus. I can't tell you the name of it. I did see a picture that the manager sent us from their hotel lobby this morning and it just really confirmed my my decision that I didn't go.
Dargan.
Yeah, it said in the release that you guys had yesterday that the Big Ten obviously supported your decision and backed your decision. How did that chain of command work? And, you said Maryland was assuring you everything was fine and, they were trying to make it happen. How did that work to where it finally got to where you guys weren't going to go?
Really, the Big Ten didn't have any decisions in this at all. It really was my decision, 100%. It was not a decision by anybody at the Big Ten. Just their support has really been that they said, okay.
Mark.
Yeah, Lisa, you mentioned that Maryland understood your concerns and was cooperative with your desires. Did they offer any information that may have pushed you towards your decision a little more, or did they offer any revealing information while you were considering this?
They wanted to play the game, and we're both disappointed. We both want to play. I mean, I have women that really, was looking forward to this game and wanted to play the game. So Maryland was doing everything they could to assure that it is a safe environment for us. So again, it was my decision. Just traveling, staying in a hotel with armed guards in it. And the people that are coming to that area were not people that I really wanted my family, my players to be around.
Jeff.
Yeah, did you consult with Gary Barta about this, or did you just say, hey, this is my decision, we're staying home?
I consulted with Barbara Burke, who's our deputy athletic director, and I knew that no matter what decision I made, I would have full support from our administration, and I did.
If Maryland would have said, or the Big Ten would have said, either you come or you forfeit, would you gone ahead and forfeited the game?
That was put on the table by the Big Ten. I don't know what they will decide. Again, we're trying to postpone it, not forfeit it, not cancel it. I don't know. I don't have the information of what the Big Ten will decide with that.
Grant.
Lisa, it sounds a little bit like your approach here was less as a coach and more as sounded like a parent. Is that kind of the attitude you were taking towards a situation like this when it's not necessarily got anything to do with basketball?
Absolutely. I mean, that's I'm in charge of playing basketball games, but I'm also responsible for the health and safety and well-being of my athletes and my staff. And so that is the only decision that I really base this on.
Kareem.
Just a quick follow-up on from what you heard from the Big Ten. So is it your understanding that if you guys can't find a date to make up, that you guys would get a forfeit instead of just I don't know what they would call it?
Oh wait, I'm being told it's going to be a no contest. So I just was told that.
Okay, so if it doesn't get remade, it will just be a no contest.
That's correct.
Thank you.
Grant.
I also want to ask from a basketball standpoint. I think we're starting to see this kind of across all conferences where the postponements are starting to add up and everyone's got a lot of games to get in a small period of time before conference tournament time comes around. For you, from a league standpoint, would you rather see the conference tournament taken out so that you can finish off more regular season games, or would you be more comfortable with the regular season games that were postponed disappearing and still playing a Big Ten tournament?
That's something I haven't thought about, Grant. That's a great question. I haven't given much thought to that. I'm pretty much a person that it's laid out this way. Let's go with it. And so I guess, without having a whole lot of information about it or knowing how many more postponements or cancellations that we're going to have, I would, I guess, like to see the season just continue as it is with the conference tournament. But again, that might change depending on if there's additional cancellations and postponements.
Okay, thanks, Coach Bluter, for your time. We appreciate it. And thank you guys for your coverage.